All right, to finish out the show,
Okay.
this could get contentious.
I don't know where we're going here.
Because
This is interesting.
unfortunately, we've had something happen. I mean, AI is stealing everybody's jobs. I mean, like we're doomed as a society because AI is taking over everybody's jobs. This picture terrifies me because this is essentially what you're getting. Robot umps. They're not even afraid of it. But we are getting the automated strike zone in 2026 for Major League Baseball. I absolutely hate this. I have an affinity for umpires. You know what? They're people too.
Oh, come on.
There's some great characters of the game. Angel Hernandez. I mean, I think just think about what he means in the game.
Buckner.
Yes, exactly. They're all over the place. Joe West, just the great umpires of the game who we're never going to hear from again. We'll never know another great umpire again for being a character and somebody that impacts the outcomes of games.
So generally you make these great arguments where while you're talking, I'm thinking about how can I say something. You literally set this one up for me. Let me tell you why.
Yep.
Simply for
Joe West.
the fact that you know Joe West
Yep.
and Angel Hernandez
Yep.
and CB Buckner. Do you know what I correlate umpiring with? Offensive linemen. If I know your name as an offensive
thing.
lineman, generally it is a bad sign. If I know your name as an MLB umpire, it is a brutal sign. Like I know Angel Hernandez for 20 years of just absolutely foul umpiring,
Yes.
right? Now, I don't know if it's the New Yorker in me, but I'm a big Aaron Judge guy.
Yep.
I watch them every single night, and I've seen since 2017, I have some statistics in front of me. Now, here's the deal. I think this has to happen simply because umpiring is just too subjective these days, right? You give these guys the opportunity to make these calls. How do you judge a guy like Jose Altuve, who's 5'5",
Yep.
against a guy like Aaron Judge, who's 6'8"? This guy's the face of baseball, and he's been the face of these wrong calls since 2017. Most called strikes below the zone. Any guesses as to who it is?
I'm going to guess it's him because he's 6'7".
It's Aaron Judge with 368. Do you know who's second? Josh Bell with 231. So as great as Aaron Judge has been, he's had 130 more looking Ks that shouldn't have been. Most Ks strikes
Do
below
we
the
have
zone.
video evidence of this, by the way? Because I'm calling some homerism right here.
It's funny you ask, Danny, because this here is it's a full at-bat where Aaron Judge strikes out looking where he doesn't see a strike. So this is the face of baseball. And Malik, you can run it and we'll probably chat over it. But this is the series of pitches.
Oh my gosh, that's a great pitch. Look at that one. I think that one actually hit the corner. There's another one that hit the corner. You know how hard it is to strike out Aaron Judge?
Dude, not one of these has touched the box.
They're painting the black, though.
And
this is great pitching right here, and this is great umpiring.
Oh, my God. You sound like you're 100 years old.
This is the pitcher in me. This is the pitcher in me.
That is such a baseball purist way. Like,
exactly.
You like 1-0 games.
I love baseball. Now I'm gonna hate it watching robots call this thing.
To make it seriously, though, do you think, and this is another thing, is it leaves open for criticism the betting element. You always have to, once the Tim Donaghy thing happened, when you start giving these guys power to like make calls like that, that's another thing you really have. You don't want to talk about it. It's like the ugly side of sports right now. But as DraftKings and all these betting things get bigger and more prevalent, you're leaving these guys with the opportunity to make calls this much. But this much for a strike or a ball that's a big length, right?
I hate this.
I know.
Baseball has been ruined by metrics and robots and computers and scientists coming in to analyze the game, to tell you, to take completely out the feel of the game. What about momentum? What about a player getting hot at the right time? Well, if his numbers say that he struggles in this situation, we're going to bench him anyway.
Agree.
I hate that. And that is totally taken over the game. This is another artistry of the game of baseball where I think as long as you're consistent, that's the thing I think that I could hear a little pushback, and that's why I think you should get tossed from a game. If you're Aaron Boone and you're watching that and you're seeing your best player strike out, then yes, you should get tossed. But what about the art of a pitcher knowing, all right, I'm getting this umpire tonight. He gives me that low strike. And what about Aaron Judge as a hitter? They have all this data at their fingertips too, saying, all right, I know this umpire, maybe they're going to call that low strike, so I got to be a little bit more protective tonight. Or I'm going to have to really protect the outside part of the plate because this umpire gives it to him. Or other umpires say, you know what? They're going to call it a little bit tighter. Like there is an artistry of getting to know who you're working with that I think pitchers love. And I actually think batters wouldn't mind it as much. I'll be very curious to see what hitters think of this. Everyone knows pitchers probably are not going to like this, although they get robbed sometimes too. I've seen strikes that aren't called, but I do think this is a big disadvantage for the pitchers in this situation,
well,
which is already hard enough to strike out some of these guys.
Let's take it back to our world, right? Let's say we're going back to football. Let's say we're going to hockey or basketball. Don't we get pissed when one umps or one referee has a different, makes different calls? If it's a foul with this ref, it's got to be a foul with this ref. If it's a foul in the first quarter, it's got to be a foul in the fourth quarter.
As long as I know, no, as long as you want consistency throughout the game.
If it's a catch with this guy, but it's not a catch with that guy, I want to know, like the tush push right now. To me, that's a false start. To some
all day long.
To some referees, that's not a false start.
Right.
I need to know what I'm getting into because that's how I devise how I'm going to approach the game. And I see too much parity in this where it's up and down. One night this is a thing. One night it's not a thing. There's no way that the best player in baseball should be hampered by calls that are clearly, they got a box there for a reason. He saw 6 pitches there, not one strike, and he struck out.
They were borderline. And the other thing about the K zone, the automated strike zone, sometimes it goes like right where it crosses the plate. Sometimes it's a little off. You can't backdoor a fastball in there. A little slider off the edge where it starts in the zone, ends outside. I think this is going to make life a lot rougher for the pitchers, which, for baseball, that's a good thing because they're always looking for offense. They want more home runs. Yeah. They want more hits. So that is the good thing for the sport. Overall, do you think in a year, we're sitting here saying this is a good thing?
I think it'll be a matter of how fast you're able to do it. It looked like in the preseason it worked fine. Quick tap to the helmet. They look at it. In tennis, Do you think it's a bad thing in tennis?
No.
No, it doesn't seem to change things too much for me. I don't watch a ton of tennis, but
it's pretty straightforward though because there's actually a line on the court.
Is that not what it's going to be?
Well, it's going to be
They're going to put it against that box
virtual box
and say he grazed the box, it's a strike.
But it's more of a virtual box.
I'll tell you what,
it's a hard line on tennis. It's an actual line on the court.
It's certainly going to take away some of the theatrics because I know if I'm watching Mariano Rivera in the 9th and he strikes a guy out and a guy goes like this and I have to wait to see if he's going to end a playoff game with it, it's going to be very anticlimactic. So if we see a couple things like that, maybe my opinion sways. And it's interesting because I'm really not an analytics guy. Stuff like this usually bothers the heck out of me.
It should.
I like the old school way
purist.
Usually. I know, man. And I don't know. Maybe I've seen enough of my guy get hamstrung.
Yeah, exactly. That's what the real bottom line is you don't want to see Aaron Judge getting rung again for letting a low fastball, just staring at it, letting it go by.
It's a valid point.
It is.
You make a valid point there.